The 8 worst motorists in the entire country pulled into our driver rehabilitation center just 2 days ago. When they got here, we confiscated their cars and began intensively retraining them. But sadly, we can't keep them quarantined here forever. At the end of this program, and at the end of every subsequent show, the most improved amongst them will graduate and be allowed to get back into their vehicle. Then, they'll drive home. Maybe on the way, they'll even merge into your lane. Beware. This is Canada's worst driver.
To find the nation's most frightening license holder, we asked you to nominate deserving citizens. You did. Then, we whittled it down to these 8 horrifying drivers. Colin, a 20-year-old who lives with his mom in Whitby, Ontario, spends more time gelling his hair than he does obeying speed limits. Which would be easier to accept if he wasn't also training to become a police officer.
Did I mention I was in police foundations?
Colin was nominated as Canada's worst driver by his yes-man friend, Jeremy. Karen, a grandmother from Port Perry, Ontario, used to drive just fine.
I used to drive the highway regularly, and now it's beyond me.
But now she's become so nervous behind the wheel, she won't leave home.
I've made myself housebound.
Alan, her traffic cop husband, tries to help by using negative reinforcement. It isn't helping.
I don't think Karen will ever make it back out there.
Matt, a real estate agent from Toronto, is so into multitasking, he abandons the wheel to focus on other things.
Hello, Matt Elkid.
He won't sit up, he won't wear a seatbelt, and he won't focus.
Sorry. My Achilles heel is lack of attention.
His friend Suzanne fears for pedestrians. Jody's next. She's a minivan mom from the suburbs of Manitoba. On her front step, Jody's relaxed and playful, but behind the wheel,
Okay, now what? What does that mean?
she gets so tense,
The light is green.
So it means what?
she forgets the meaning of green lights.
Green, go.
English go, yes or no?
Her husband Sam agonizes when she drives their children. Michael doesn't have any kids, but he does have a new Mercedes that's already in need of a new paint job.
These ones are just a consequence of having backed up the tiniest bit too far.
This systematic thinker doesn't like backing up, and he doesn't like parking.
I just bumped into their van.
But he does like winter driving gloves in the summer. His friend Eric worries the stress of tunnels could make Michael faint.
Michael? Michael? Okay.
Then there's Shannon.
Oh, sakes.
This Calgarian ball of dynamite has more tickets than she can pay, and a driver's license that can't be renewed.
Stupid pigs.
Shannon's written off 5 cars in less than 3 years. And her friend Sarah has had enough. Sean's next. Sean is a world champion NASCAR racer. Online. On the real road, he has trouble remembering life is not a game.
Okay, 130, it's 80.
But look at how many cars I got by.
Sean!
His niece Milena has put her foot down and forced Sean into rehab. The final nominee for the title of Canada's worst driver is Henrietta. When Henrietta got her driver's license as a young Prince Edward Islander, the guy adjudicating the test drove the hard parts for her.
I can't do this.
Since then, she's never learned to control a vehicle,
Oops.
and she's never enjoyed driving.
Discouraged already.
She was brought to us by her husband, Andy. Each show, the bad drivers will perform 3 motoring challenges designed to heighten awareness while teaching the principles of safe driving in stressful situations. Remember learning how to parallel park?
I'm afraid I'm gonna hit traffic here.
A lot of the nominees for Canada's worst driver are still learning.
I don't want to hit the hubcaps.
The next challenge for our hapless candidates
Crank it.
will be parallel parking.
Crank, 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 crank. Crank, 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 crank. Out of the way, man. You're a retard. Yo, buddy, I don't do this for a reason.
Did you hit them?
Yes.
Out of sheer pity, our head instructor, Scott Marshall, spends the morning giving refresher lessons.
Your back bumpers have lined up.
Step 1, get bumper to bumper with the car you're going to park behind. Step 2, turn your wheel all the way to the curb and reverse. Step 3, turn the wheel away from the curb and continue reversing.
Straighten your wheels while you move forward. While you move forward. There you go. There's your parallel park.
Yeah, I kick ass.
3 steps.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
There you go. Good for you.
That's my first time ever doing it.
And these techniques can be used in any vehicle. Agreed?
Yes.
Good thing they agree, because this is what they'll be parallel parking.
Those things require a Class 2 license to drive.
No, they don't. In every Canadian province, people with a standard driver's license can get behind the wheel of a 4-ton mobile home. I've never parallel parked one of these bad boys before, so let's see just how difficult it really is.
Crucial part of this test is using your mirrors. Both of them.
Today's pollen storm is nothing to sneeze at. Neither is this challenge. The nominees have to reverse our mobile home uphill, then pull it snugly in between a Cadillac and a BMW.
And that, my friends, is how you parallel park a Winnebago on a steep hill. Now let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
Karen is the first driver taken to our uphill course.
I've got to kiss this out.
I'm gonna back it up.
This is going to require some prayer.
Oh, God, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
When Karen gets in, the engine is already running, but she turns the key anyway. That's not good for the starting motor. For this challenge, Karen's husband Alan is in the passenger seat, and already he's barking orders.
Hey, cut it, turn it, keep cutting.
To watch the proceedings, I'm sitting in the BMW they'll be parking in front of.
For a little bit of extra fun, I'm going to listen in on everything they say.
Okay, go, cut it, go, gas.
Nervous, Karen surges on the gas and stalls.
Come on. To teach them to drive smoothly, we've actually rigged the engine of the Winnebago to cut out if they pulse on the gas.
I can do this.
But she stalls again.
If all these tiny housewives can drive school buses, my size, I should be able to drive this. Oh!
She's doing well, but I don't trust her that much. I'm buckling up for this. Now, she remembers her lesson. She gets bumper to bumper and should turn, but she didn't turn.
She didn't turn because Alan hasn't told her to, yet.
Cut it now. Cut it.
I can't see anything.
Keep going.
If you're driving a 4-ton vehicle and you can't see anything, don't keep going. Stop!
Whoa!
On her second attempt,
Turn now. Straighten it out now.
Karen nearly shoots into the ditch.
Oh, that's not good. Why are you directing me into the ditch?
Before her third attempt, Karen makes an eye-opening discovery.
Oh, for God, I've got a mirror over this.
You have mirrors on the side of your vehicle.
You're always telling me to use the mirrors.
They're not decoration.
Okay, cut it back.
With her newfound vision, Karen backs up with authority.
Stop.
She had about 3 inches from me.
Straight. Stop it, put it in park.
See the power of prayer. Thank you, Father. Thank you.
Maybe Karen hit 5 obstacles because she was subjected to 42 pieces of unsolicited advice.
Do you back up your car at home?
No.
No?
Front woods everywhere.
Last time you parallel parked was?
1979.
That's before Colin was born. Ever since getting here, Colin has boasted about his excellent driving skills.
I'm not on the show because I'm incapable or incompetent. I'm on the show because I have a lack of regard for speed limits.
Colin has a lack of regard for the truth, which is he's unsafe at any speed.
Why do they turn when they're going in a straight line?
That's pro race car driver Giuliana Chioviti. In this high-tech control center, she watches every driving challenge alongside Ontario Provincial Police Sergeant Cam Woolley, insurance broker Marcus Adjaman, and our instructor, Scott Marshall. At the end of each episode, these driving experts and I will decide who stays in rehab and who graduates.
No, clip the sign. Let me clip the sign. Here's something that has to stop with this guy. He hits things and he laughs. He will be cured of that, I promise.
Like, I'm assuming I'm gonna turn back inside, like, now, I guess?
Assuming how to drive is never a good plan. Colin pulls forward to try again, but he doesn't go far enough to correctly realign.
Jesus.
His third attempt is even worse.
Wow. Not very competent.
No.
You now know exactly where I'm parked because you're touching me.
I don't know, who cares? It's not our RV.
After a couple more tries,
I don't even care. No, we're good.
He's parked.
First time parallel parking in an RV, I'd say it went pretty well.
it didn't go well at all. When we come back, Henrietta predicts the future.
Now I'm gonna hit that car when I take my foot off the brake.
Canada's worst drivers have been given a parallel parking lesson.
There's your parallel park.
Yeah!
And now they're being put to the test, backing up and parking this mobile home. The next to reverse is Shannon.
Dude, I'm going forward!
Oh, it's not looking like a good start.
What the f is that? God! What the
When Shannon drives, the volume of her cursing
What the f is that?
is a direct indicator of how badly she's doing. When Shannon's feeling pressure,
Am I gonna hit the f***ing car?
she has a mouth like a sailor.
I can't see. I'm gonna rip my f***ing hair out.
Shannon makes 3 attempts and doesn't come close to parking. When Shannon finally weaves into the spot,
Yeah, buddy!
she charms the vehicle into place.
Come on. Yay! I just parallel parked a f***ing Winnebago.
Shannon's slow to learn good driving from bad driving.
I kick ass.
Next to park the RV is Michael. Michael is a very bad parallel parker,
Oh, that's the best job I can do.
but he's a very good student. After absorbing this morning's lesson, he said,
I've never known what the reference points for starting and stopping the turn actually are.
But now you did?
Yeah.
but Michael still doesn't understand how to steer.
May not be the smoothest turn in the world, but I'm making it. Right.
Whoa, brakes.
And he doesn't understand the gear shift,
Wrong flipping gear.
but he does now understand how to parallel park.
You know what? I think we're good.
Good.
At home, Michael has a large car, and he's glad it isn't any larger.
Size does matter. The principles are the same, but the applications are not identical.
Henrietta's next to park the monster. When Henrietta's ready to go, she puts the RV in reverse, lets off on the brake, and rolls forward.
It's going ahead.
So she inexplicably tries starting the engine again.
It's going.
Oh, the poor starting motor.
Okay, take a deep breath. I gotta take a deep breath.
Oh, and smack.
What the am I doing wrong? Ah! Cans went flying over.
Henrietta tells us her eyes are fine, but it doesn't look like that's true.
Is there anyone on the road?
People often say, you know, Andrew, those people on the show, are they really that bad?
Oh my.
Believe me, this woman isn't faking.
Oh! Oh, am I running over somebody? Jeepers. Ah! I can't do this.
After 14 minutes, Henrietta is finally in parking position, but she backs into a pylon, then takes aim at my BMW.
And I'm about to get free.
It's about $4,000 to that poor BMW.
I think that was his car.
Henrietta pulls away, oblivious to the damage she's caused. Then she lines me up for a head-on collision.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Brace yourself.
On her next attempt,
I'm gonna do this time.
Henrietta knocks her jewelry loose.
Oh, jeepers, my earring fell off.
At least Henrietta is planning her assaults.
Now I'm gonna hit that car when I take my foot off the brake.
When Henrietta finally finishes,
There, I'm parked.
we learned it took her entire life to even try parallel parking.
I never did. Never had to. I don't back up.
Our champion video game driver, Sean, is next.
Oh my god.
Proving he's not intimidated, Sean flies around the turn, up the straightaway, and right into the Cadillac.
Sean! Huh?
Sorry.
Oh my.
Mr. I'm always safe. Mr. I know what I'm doing.
Can you see?
No, not really.
Just give it.
Oh, he smoked the Cadillac again.
Sean presses on to the ditch, where we've stacked rims to bang and clang should drivers approach danger.
Let's see what I ran over, because I heard some bangs and clangs.
Sean ran over 4 obstacles, and one wheel is not even on solid ground.
You're in the ditch, hun.
Is your confidence level higher than your skill level?
On this test, absolutely.
Our easily distracted driver, Matt, is next. Matt backs up the hill with a few problems.
Oh, no.
Then makes a bold prediction.
We're going to do it all in one go here.
Matt heads back,
Okay, you're doing amazing.
but winds up parallel to where he wants to park.
We're still in the highway. We got to do this all over.
Could have earned in there.
On his second attempt, Matt folds the fin of the Cadillac.
Stop.
He didn't know where the back of his vehicle was.
I think he got the lowest grade right there.
This is Matt's third attempt, his fourth, his fifth, his sixth, and his seventh.
I'm hitting something. Oh, dear.
No, Matt, stop right now. You're done. You're done. Okay.
Matt caused $1,800 in damage to the Cadillac. And
I wouldn't say you actually finished. That's not parallel to anything.
Jody is the final student to show her parking prowess. In our first episode, Jody took a full hour to make it around a 5-minute course.
Just try.
During that emotional drive, she asked for her husband's help 88 times.
Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what?
Today in the mobile home, Jody's afraid that if she lets her foot off the brake, she'll roll forward before she can move her foot back onto the gas.
Use your other foot.
What do you mean?
Hold the brake with your left foot. Put the other one on top of the gas.
I can't do that, Sam.
You have to think about doing more than one thing at once.
I can't do more than one thing at once.
Jody proves herself wrong by simultaneously hitting the gas and an obstacle. When Jody asks Sam for advice,
Okay, now what? Now what?
he practically runs her over with it.
Okay, go. Straight back. Turn to my way a little bit. Straight. Okay, back. Let's go. Hit the gas.
Trouble is,
My way. Jody,
Sam's directions are often wrong.
You have to turn the wheel your way, not my way.
And when Sam's wrong, he grows louder and colder.
Turn the wheel a little bit your way. Your way.
This kind of yelling is inappropriate anywhere other than a curling rink.
Hard. Turn the wheel.
Jody does what she's told and runs into the Cadillac.
Contact.
What did I just hit?
The car. You're almost done.
I need water.
You're almost done.
I need water.
You're almost done.
I need...
They're right there. Have a sip.
No, I need my own water.
But instead of getting her own water, Jody receives more of Sam's attitude.
Reverse?
No, forward.
Okay, reverse, neutral, drive.
Good.
Jody parks the vehicle at an angle that will send it into the road should the brakes fail. That's a big no-no when parking mobile homes.
I need water. I'm just totally dry.
During this challenge, Jody's husband gave her 251 orders. But Jody asked for every one.
He's been totally supportive, and I couldn't have done it without him. All I ask is if I can get some more self-esteem.
After the break, we turn to high-speed steering.
I'm not going home.
Too many Canadian motorists casually drift back and forth across the yellow line. This next challenge should drive home the point that leaving your lane has serious consequences. Now, I would like to say that all of our students will make it through this challenge unscathed, but I'm not holding my breath. We call the challenge Threading the Eye of the Needle.
The first run through is at 30 kilometers an hour. Then they have to barrel through going at a minimum of 60 kilometers an hour, which is what I'm doing right now. Now, our head instructor, Scott Marshall, says to ace this test, our students should look far ahead, and they have to keep their hands evenly spaced on the wheel. Woo! Anybody who doesn't make it through the eye of the needle will be very glad they weren't in a real tunnel. Let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
To make sure our students stick to the speed limits, Sergeant Cam Woolley is manning the radar gun. Shannon will be the first through.
Stay at 30.
Oh, that's gonna be hard.
It shouldn't be hard. 30 clicks an hour is slower than most hospital zones. Even so, Shannon nails a mirror.
Oh, that's not gonna happen, dude. It's not gonna happen. Going fast.
On the run where she must stay above 60 kilometers an hour,
68, 69, 71.
Shannon gets intimidated by the archways and hits the brake.
I can't do it, man.
59, 51.
Shannon also hits 2 boxes.
You're gonna have to go one more time because you dropped your speed down to 49.
Oh,
How is it?
it's fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
When Shannon first arrived at driver's rehab, she admitted that above all else, she loves hitting things.
Do you like it? Hitting stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it, don't you? You like it?
Yes.
To get out of rehab, Shannon has to stop enjoying collisions.
I'm not going home. That was definitely fun.
Fun! Apparently, our message isn't making an impact on Shannon. Analytical Michael is next. Right away, Michael notices the speedometer is not metric.
It's calibrated in miles.
Yeah.
Divide by 8, multiply by 5. That's...
I know.
Whenever Michael drives through the tunnel near his home in BC, he holds his breath.
I can't convince myself to breathe.
At 30K, Michael keeps the oxygen flowing to his brain.
It's a good first run.
But on his run at 60 or above,
Rally ho.
Michael's breathing slows down, and so does his speed.
Don't slow down, don't slow down, don't slow down.
I have slowed down a little.
Michael slows down a lot.
47, so start again.
This time, it's all systems go.
Warp speed.
60,
Warp 6.
67.
Warp 6.7.
Maintaining 67 clicks an hour, Michael correctly focuses far ahead, never looking directly at the obstacles he's driving between. He even breathes.
Nice.
That was cool.
Next up is Sean. When we met Sean at his home in Stratford, Ontario, he told us he wants to prove
Speed is actually safe, and speeding is safer.
one reason Sean's delusional about speed is that he won the 2004 NASCAR World Championship race online, where crashes have no consequence. When Sean gets in the Camaro, he thinks it will go faster
Floor mats.
if he removes the floor mat.
Pedal will go down another 1/8 of an inch now. Just to warn you, I'm going to be giving it all the time.
Given it on his slow run, Sean glides through accident-free. Now, once again, remember what Sean wants to prove.
Speeding is safer.
It's time for Sean's supposedly safer run.
I'm gonna just shut my eyes, okay? Holy Sean.
Going highway speed, Sean must not feel safe
90, 92,
because he slams on the brakes.
75, 68, 61.
You're so gonna hit the boxes! Oh, you hit the boxes!
Sean must be ready to admit it's safer to drive slower.
It happens all the time. You have to be way faster than you need to be.
Just back up 1 second. You have to be way faster than you need to be?
When I'm talking about online, and that's how I pictured this whole thing.
You're not online, man.
No.
You're not online. This is a real situation. You're actually driving a physical car that hit something just now. You don't have to be faster than you need to be.
Not only did you get down to 60 coming in, you still hit the boxes. So that tells me you're actually not a very good driver anyway.
You have your opinion.
Karen's next to thread the needle. Going to the start line, Karen gets confused by the dials on the dashboard and goes over 100 kilometers an hour.
I only got up to 60.
That's your RPM.
Sounding like she swallowed a canary, Karen drops below 20K an hour. She'll have to try again.
One for practice.
For Karen's second attempt at 30, Alan tells her to overcompensate by driving 40. The bad driver follows the bad advice
Keep it up.
and swerves into the archways. Karen loops around to begin her fast run. At 60 kilometers an hour, there's nothing the passenger can do to help, but Alan insists on barking orders.
Okay. right, left, right, left, right.
That performance would crush most people's confidence. Not Karen.
This in the Winnebago, we're very confidence building.
Matt's next to run the course.
33, 32.
On Matt's slow run, he clips a mirror.
Did anything get knocked over?
But leaves the course standing. On his run at 60 or above, it's the exact same story.
Did anything fall over?
Here in rehab, Matt doesn't seem as bad a driver as he did at home. In Toronto, Matt has run into a streetcar and a department store window. Matt is dangerously preoccupied with his poor man's bling, like his cell phones and his cigarettes, not to mention his identity.
Recently, I've been getting into hip-hop, and it heavily influenced my driving style. All the pimps ride with their seats leaned way back.
To impress upon Matt the importance of minimizing his distractions, we've created a lesson just for him. Matt begins by going around this circular course 3 times without hitting anything. But when we give Matt his beloved cell phone, and a CD, and a sandwich, and a drink, Matt runs over 13 obstacles.
My driving was very distracted.
Jody is beginning her slow run by running into archways on her own side of the vehicle. And that's noteworthy. Including our winter series, the Eye of the Needle has been crashed into 42 times, but always on the passenger side. Until Jody. Before her fast run, Jody's nerves create cotton mouth.
Oh, some water first.
Well, why do you... all the time? It's water or no water. You don't have to... You're not Mr. Ed.
Galloping out of the gates, Jody steers to where she looks. And she looks at every single archway. She ping-pongs from right to left, to right to left, totally out of control. What's worse, Jody's driving or her self-evaluation?
I'm quite pleased with my performance. I did fairly well.
Colin's ready for his slow run. Last episode, when Colin faced a tough steering challenge, he chickened out and ran over objects intentionally so he wouldn't have to try. Today, Colin's first run through the Eye of the Needle is supposed to be at exactly 30 kilometers an hour.
67, 68.
Pretty good for 30K.
But Colin is just too cool to risk being seen screwing up slowly, so he races through the course at more than double the speed limit. When I remind Colin he promised to follow instructions, he tries feeding me this cheap line.
I was trying to do what I was told. The first time was go below 30, which I kind of strayed from a little bit.
That's enough from this troublemaker. The final driver is Henrietta. Entering the archways, Henrietta slows down to a crawl.
Got right down to 19.
It's as if she can't see where she's going.
Oh my God, the kids will think I'm...
On her second try, Henrietta maintains 30 kilometers an hour, but... I've heard a lot of excuses for bad driving, but I've never heard this.
My eyes are all foggy.
I'm pretty sure Henrietta needs glasses. Driving at 60K an hour, Henrietta doesn't look like she has good enough vision to even be on the road.
I can't do this!
74.
I can't do this!
Henrietta can't hide. We're booking her an eye appointment. Jared Postons has come to rehab.
And I want you to read the numbers at point 2.
To see if Henrietta and our other students are fit to drive.
Good.
Most of the class are perfectly good to go.
Good.
But Henrietta has bad reaction time.
Okay.
She can't see over her right shoulder.
And that's about 75 degrees.
She has only 50% peripheral vision in her right eye.
Normal is about 90 degrees, so it's going to be hard for you to see things on the right-hand side of your car.
And even if she could see sideways, it would all be blurry.
I tell you, I need my glasses.
You read this line for me?
Oh, I can't make it out, honestly.
Henrietta's vision is 20/100. That means what she can see from 20 meters, most people can see from 100. She should not be on the road without glasses.
I don't know, I can't read it. I can't read it. You can't even see the signs until you get up on them.
When we come back, it's crazy eights and crazier drivers.
You grab that wheel one more time, I'm gonna rip it off and cut your head off with it.
Canada's worst drivers have been taken off the road. The 8 most offensive motorists in the entire country were brought here by us so we could teach them all of the things they were supposed to have learned before they got their license. After their next driving challenge, the most improved amongst them will graduate, becoming the first person this season to get their keys back. The next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is to navigate their way through a figure-8 course in reverse while another bad driver is doing the exact same thing in the opposite direction. Pulling out, they'll back through a narrow hallway of rims and cars.
To get through cleanly, drivers will have to frequently stop and reposition.
Then they'll get to the far end of the 8 where there's just enough room for both cars to pass if they're careful. Ooh, I gotta go forward a little bit.
From there, it's time to head home.
If both cars are the same speed, they'll meet at the middle of the 8 where only one machine can get through at a time. This is where it's gonna pay to be courteous.
Chris in the yellow car is courteous and allows me to go.
For myself and Chris back there, yes, running this course. How long, Ron?
3 minutes and 46 seconds.
3 minutes and 46 seconds, and we didn't hit a single thing. Now let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
While Karen and Henrietta reverse the Crazy 8, their husbands will count collisions.
And are you ready? Go!
Go forward then. 1, 2,
3.
Wow. 3, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay. 9, 11, 12.
By Jesus, I'm not going to knock them all over today.
13, 14, 15.
It's hard to have sympathy for this shockingly bad driving.
Put the friggin' thing in drive and go out there.
But it does seem that some of the blame
Pull forward.
could be laid on the passengers.
Whoa, you're annoying me. I'm getting someone else to sit in the car with me. Honest to God, I am.
When Karen reaches the halfway point, she realizes the only place wide enough to pass Henrietta is here. But Alan wants Karen to push Henrietta back where she came from.
Go, go.
I'm not running into the car.
Go.
No! I'm supposed to be courteous.
We were here first. Where are you going?
Spooked, Karen drives way too far forward.
Where are you going?
Actually, I don't know because I've knocked everything down here.
For reasons known only to Karen, she advances all the way to the middle of the 8. It's getting ugly in both vehicles.
Did you just call me stupid?
Get out of the car.
I hope they have another hotel room available tonight.
Oh, yeah, right.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm now officially not talking to you. Look.
At the low point of the 8, the drivers cross paths,
There you go.
We did it!
but the passengers won't celebrate.
Get going. Come on, let's go.
Stop it! Just stop it! Nobody put you in charge of this.
I'm in charge.
You have to wonder, is the bad driving causing the stress, or is the stress causing the bad driving?
You yell out one number, and I want a divorce.
Oh, shut up.
Enough! It's time to get these people out of their vehicles and find out why the men aren't being more supportive.
Are you ready?
Divorce City.
Yeah, they don't listen.
You know what women are like.
Do you want to drive with your husband?
No.
Henrietta, you want to drive with your husband?
Not really.
I'm not saying I still wouldn't run over things, but I wouldn't have somebody calling me stupid.
So, I eject the men and wish the women luck.
We don't need luck. We don't have them in the car anymore. Estrogen. Okay, I can do this. I'm no stupid.
For a while, things proceed calmly, but the men can't handle that. Karen's husband starts barking orders at Henrietta.
You gotta back into this one.
I know where I'm going.
Cut the other way.
While Henrietta fights off Alan's testosterone, Alan's wife gets herself trapped by a bad parking job. At least Karen is finished.
No.
It takes another 7 minutes of chauvinism
Judas Priest.
before Henrietta gets done.
Hey, whoa.
I need a tranquilizer. You don't have to take tranquilizer.
Yes, I do have some nerve pills. Would you like one?
When it comes to reversing, our students have room for improvement.
Lots of room. Lots of room.
Tell me when we hit this car.
Lots of room.
Canada's worst drivers are showing us how well they can reverse by taking one simple lap around this figure-8 course. Next to simultaneously back around the 8 will be Jody and Matt.
Start now. Yeah, I'm just gonna go forward.
Matt begins correctly by getting his car repositioned. Jody, on the other hand, begins incorrectly by asking Sam to dominate her.
Now what?
Now go that way. Lots.
Oh, he's even grabbing the wheel.
She needs to take control.
Since we've known her, Jody has begged for Sam's driving advice.
Well, you didn't tell me what to do, and I was asking you, now what?
Now what? Now what?
Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what?
We're encouraging Jody to block Sam out and make every decision herself.
And remember that you're the one in control of the car.
Back on the Crazy 8, Sam's still grabbing the wheel. That's illegal on public roads, and in a driver rehabilitation center, it is unspeakably offensive.
Sam, do not touch the wheel, okay? That is a... Have you ever driven and somebody else has touched the wheel?
No.
Would you flip out if someone did? Don't touch the wheel. Don't touch the wheel, okay?
Very good.
Let the driver drive.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Well, Matt, there's one.
Matt reaches the passing area with only one mistake made.
Okay, so now we're gonna wait for Jody.
It could be a long wait.
You gotta get tight to your side, I said.
Because Jody's given up control again.
No.
When Matt steps in to offer positive guidance,
That's good. Stop.
How can we listen to him?
Keep going.
Sam feels threatened and tries to reestablish himself as the alpha male.
Do what I tell you. That's all I gotta say. Do you want me to direct you or not?
Yes, please.
Then stop saying I know.
Then the biggest insult of all.
Keep cranking
I'm
it.
doing a good job, eh?
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
I know.
When Jody passes Matt and Suzanne,
High fives.
she receives the last positive energy she'll get for a while.
Tight at those wheels as you can.
Quit pointing like that, please.
Okay, I won't do nothing.
At the other end, Matt's almost done.
I'm gonna readjust.
Readjust. There you go. That's it. Oh, no.
Get out, we're done.
After a full hour, Jody hasn't knocked over a single thing, but she hasn't really driven either.
Yes.
So now it's time to see if we can actually get it up to driving speed. It's just part of the evolution, okay?
Jody's husband needs to evolve as well. Sam's giving his wife bad advice on purpose.
Tell me when I'm free of this car.
You're free of the car.
I'm gonna hit the car.
Hey, back up. Let's go. Go. Hard. Fast. So you've missed the rim. Straighten out and backwards.
Communication in this vehicle is a wreck, but Jody denies that.
It was total communication, and I listened, and I kept myself cool and collected, listening to his instructions.
Next up, Sean and Colin. Instead of running the course privately, though,
You are going to be doing it in front of everyone.
both Sean and Colin claim to be great drivers.
I think you're a good driver.
Oh, totally. Are you a bad driver?
Heavens, no.
So they should be able to teach these bad drivers a thing or two about reversing, don't you think?
Go. Oh, my...
Sean and Colin both whip around the opening bend as if their manhood is on the line. But it's like a demolition derby
Oh my God.
with a tennis audience.
These guys always think it's a race. It's horrible.
Aye.
Oh, he's got to hit again.
Crunch, double crunch. Sean is first to arrive in the passing section.
Come on, Colin.
How many things did you hit?
Maybe 3.
And how many things has young Buck hit out there already?
Oh, at least half a dozen, if not more.
Oh, I think more.
At least.
Come on, Colin.
My patience getting short, dude.
When Colin arrives in the passing zone 3 minutes later, he's got his tail between his legs.
Good boy.
He's a menace.
Sean's in the groove now. When Sean finishes, he acts as if he's done something successfully. He hasn't. Colin saw this challenge as a contest, so now he feels like a loser. A sore loser.
6.
When he's fully beaten, Colin does something we've seen him do before. He gives up and makes an of himself.
I don't even care.
To rescue the good driver trapped within Colin, we're going to need the jaws of life. When we come back, Shannon and Michael go backwards, and we name our first graduate. Last to run our reversing course is Michael and Shannon. Go! Right away, both of them start making the most common mistake bad drivers make when doing technical reversing. Namely, not realizing that when you reverse to the left, the front of your car swings to the right.
Suck.
If I don't give Shannon a basic lesson in vehicle maneuvering, we'll be here all night.
Do you know how to make your car go from here, facing the same direction, kind of parallel over?
No.
No. I explained to Shannon that going forward in an S-bend, then backing up, will get her out of tight situations.
So you made the car just go out a foot. By that little S-bend and then backing up again, you make the car just go sideways. You understand? Now you're fine. Look, you got room on both sides.
For Shannon, it's a revelation.
I'm gonna do the S thing again. The S thing for Shannon. Ah, I gotta do it again. That's really useful, thing to do.
Yeah.
That was really great.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
No problem. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
It's time to choose who will be allowed to drive home as this season's first graduate. Some people think Shannon is the most improved.
I'd still think it's contrary to the public interest to let Shannon out yet.
Some think it's Jody.
The reason she's on my short list is that her confidence improved.
The only one I would see is Matt, and still I wouldn't drive beside him on the road.
No one thinks it's Colin.
Colin got worse.
So our short list is maybe on a Matt, maybe on a Jody, maybe on a Shannon. Anybody else on the short list?
No, not even close.
All right, we're gonna actually have to put our heads together and battle this one out. I can see it's gonna be a fight because I gotta go give somebody back their keys.
Well, we've reached the end of our second episode here at Canada's Worst Driver, which means someone is about to get back their keys and drive home. Henrietta, you know it's not you, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's all I really have to say to you, yeah. The person who is going to graduate first in this season is the person whose driving isn't the big problem. It's his concentration. You know who it is, don't you, Matt?
I do.
Yeah, it's you. You can drive home if you promise never to answer the cell phone while you're in the driver's seat again, unless you use this little guy, eh?
My very own?
Your very own hands-free wireless little headset device for your phone. Don't use your hands for anything but the wheel anymore, okay?
Deal.
Promise?
Yeah, thank
Sold.
you very much.
You're a graduate. Now get in your car and get out of here. 7 students remain. One of them is Canada's worst driver. See you, Matt.
When we met Matt in downtown Toronto, this real estate agent treated his car like it was an office.
Hello, Matt Elkid.
Where smoking and eating were allowed, but pedestrians were barely on the radar.
Wow.
Now Matt knows that to be a safe driver, full attention is crucial.
The main thing I'm going to take away is that you have to always pay attention and be careful.
On the next episode of Canada's Worst Driver, sparks fly as Jody and Sam face their communication issue.
I can see it in the mirror!
The men do some experimentation, and Shannon reveals the real reason she's here.
I'm gonna have a child.
size does matter.